been a great representative for NASCAR right out of the gate. One of the guys that is willing to go and do and sort of help promote the sport outside of the small industry bubble. You've been that way since over the last couple of years. Is that something you take a lot of pride in?
Yeah, I just
Why?
How did that develop?
How did that develop? Yeah, like how at a young age.
Yes.
I wasn't like that. I don't think a lot of guys are.
Yeah, I was never like that, to be honest with you. A handful of years ago, I didn't want to do anything. I was very shy. I didn't like doing anything. And, as you kind of get into the sport, I feel like you kind of open up a little bit and be a little bit more comfortable with fans and doing stuff. And honestly, doing stuff away from the racetrack and other markets, things like that, it's healthy for everybody. It helps the sport. It helps yourself. I don't mind doing it. What else do I have going on? If I don't have any prior commitments, to my job, obviously, your job comes first. I'm not going to miss anything for that. But, I just like doing it. It's usually fun opportunities too. I mean, you can't expect to do the things you want to do all the time. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet and go do, radio shows and wherever.
Podcasts.
And these damn podcasts and stuff. But, no, I enjoy doing it. I don't have a problem with it.
Have you said no to anything?
Yeah, there's a couple things I've said no to, but they're kind of way out there.
I mean, I'm sorry. Have you said no to anything that you just did not want to do, not because of a schedule conflict or anything like that?
Yeah, they wanted, I forget what the show was called, but they wanted me to go on like a blind dating show. And I was like, you will never, ever see me doing that.
Yeah,
ever.
that's me and Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that. If I ever see you on Dancing with the Stars, I might delete your number off my phone.
Would you do Dancing with the Stars?
No.
You would never do it?
Never, ever do Dancing with the Stars.
There's not a paycheck you could make to make you want to do that.
Give me a number.
If they paid you $1 million.
Ooh. Would you do it for $1 million?
I wouldn't do it for $1 million.
Yeah.
Just don't have those moves.
But come back and ask him in a few years. Maybe $1 million means something to you differently in your life.
Come back and ask me.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't.
Right now, I would not do it. No.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. Could you?
You know what? Michael Waltrip sort of messed that up for everybody. I mean, like if you had any ideas, like I can go on here and I'm not going to look like a fool.
But then Michael Waltrip.
Then you got Michael wearing a bikini, and it's like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. There isn't money worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just couldn't do the damn salsa and then be out of breath and wait for someone to judge my salsa or something.
Yeah.
What was the TV show I recently saw you on? It was the
Magnum
new,
P.I.,
the new
dude.
Magnum P.I.
That was perfect for you.
And
Yeah.
I didn't even know you were going to be on it. It came. The show came on after a race or something. It was after something I was watching,
It was
and then
after the AFC championship
game. And
Yes.
so I happened to see. I'm like, Blaney just walked into this room with Magnum P.I.
Yeah.
And there was who was the other? There was somebody else that was famous in that scene.
There was that Ken Jeong, the guy from The Hangover.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. There's him.
And there was a football player was on there, ex-Ohio State football player.
Oh yeah, it was like Eddie George. Right?
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, massive individual. He could still play today. And
Is
be
he on
good.
that show regularly? Because that's what it felt like when I was watching it.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
I think that was a
all
one-off.
those three guys were doing one-offs.
cameos.
I think so,
all
yeah.
of y'all.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that was fun. They filmed that in Honolulu, Hawaii.
That's,
And I was down there for vacation already.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, so I was on another island, and it just happened. They were shooting on my travel day, so I
That's
just kind of like
inconvenient.
stopped
Yeah.
by and then
How inconvenient.
yeah. So
Ooh, that's right. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow, I wasn't on the right
that-
island. That's quick.
but that
it's like
speaks
50 miles
Quick,
to the next
quick,
island.
quick flight,
a
and I'm
quick
there.
little
That goes back
hopper.
to your original question: is how Blaney does a lot of things
Yeah.
that I mean, you would never
on
stop
vacation.
your vacation,
Hell
right?
No,
you wouldn't
even
stop
if
your-
it was in
I was
vacation
I was
land.
traveling anyway.
Yeah.
I was traveling anyway. I had nothing. I was there for 10 days. I wanted to do something. So I
Oh,
can't
man.
I can't
Something
do I
productive
can't
in
do
your life.
nothing for 10 days,
Yeah.
man. I just can't do it.
Who were you out there with?
It was myself, Darryl Wallace, his girlfriend, my ex-roommate, his girlfriend, and then the Hemricks. Daniel and Kenzie Hemrick came out there. So it was a good time. There was a group of us. Chase Elliott was not out there, and he was invited.
Oh yeah, what was up with that?
no, he
There's
was
a big-
lying.
there's a big conspiracy on whether you guys actually invite Chase
We
Elliott. to
invite
things.
him everywhere. He just likes to say we don't when he says no to it. And he doesn't realize when he says that stuff, he was invited to Hawaii and Disney, and he turned both of them down. And when he says that stuff on live TV, like he doesn't understand the hate that comes down on us Because people don't know. People
Yeah.
think that we're actually mad
Yeah.
at him and not inviting him places when we did.
Boy, this is they've resorted to
Ridiculous.
screen grabbing text message conversations to prove that
ridiculous.
Chase actually turned them down or was invited. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you glad that your big TV movie, kind of like big cameo, Hollywood cameo, was better than, oh, hell no, than your teammate,
Sharknado 8?
Sharknado 24?
I don't know what are you referring to?
You remember Keselowski, his teammate was in Sharknado.
Oh, I got you.
And he got 8. Did he get
And he
8?
got, yeah.
Actually,
Big
I
shark
thought-
came down from the sky and ate him.
I thought that was pretty awesome for Brad.
I thought it was funny. I would love to get eaten by a shark in
I know.
Sharknado.
I mean, that's the whole premise of the movie is to be completely
Awful.
idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's this about the Guinness Book of World Records? You were doing something with
Yeah.
selfies yesterday, and how'd that work out?
Honestly, it wasn't my idea.
No,
You don't want to. So
no
you
way.
must have not. You must have not broke the record.
No, we missed it by 7.
What?
What?
Yeah.
You were that
Come
close?
on, you're that close to the finish line?
So it was 100. We needed 169 to win. And so it's however many selfies you can take in 3 minutes.
Right.
So 100. The record was 168, and I think we would have beat it. Like we started off kind of sloppy. Like so they had. I was here, and they had kind of 2 rows of people coming in. So you
Coming
like
at you.
just kind of
You just
go
sit-
back and
yep.
forth. And some people were kind of lollygagging in and wanted to take a
Oh.
picture themselves. I'm like, we got to be fast here. And the beginning was bad, and then they started actually like pulling people out and like throwing them in, and they started to get faster at it. But just missed it by 6, man.
Damn. So you think
not
it's
good.
attainable?
7.
It's obtainable.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get it really easy. You know, I mean, you think of it, if you get 1 a second, you know, that's 180.
Are
So
you willing to go for it again?
maybe next year at Atlanta. Yeah, but it wasn't my idea. I didn't think I was going to have fun doing it because I'm like, I don't want to take selfies. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to be known for the record setter at taking selfies.
Right.
But it was
Of all
actually
the records in the Guinness Book of
yeah,
World Records.
it was actually pretty fun. You get competitive at it, just like
Man.
anything. But it was
I didn't hear. They didn't. I didn't. I heard
It was a
about it
shame.
over and over about
Yeah.
you doing it, but didn't hear how it
I didn't
turned
hear
out.
the results either. But
that's why you didn't hear about it because
Right.
we lost.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
like you would do tryouts for that. If if people are going to lollygag and something like that, I mean, you're going for a record here. I don't care what it is. If you're going for a record, man, you need people. You want to know their 40-yard dash time at least if you're gonna if they're gonna contribute to your
Yeah.
to your record.
Yeah, the guy from
They're lollygagging.
Guinness Book was there too, and like yeah,
Yeah.
so
So I got a question
Not
on
good.
Twitter from a follower on Dirty Mo Media. They want to know what the craziest thing I got away with that Dad never found out about, and I'll let you go first, Ryan.
that Dad never found out about. There's a few things that I don't think he knows, but
You're willing to admit it's tough because my dad's
yeah.
not here to kick my ass.
right. He doesn't know about this. I'll talk about. I got a real bad speeding ticket when I
Oh.
was 18. I had 2 in 1 year. I was 18, and I haven't got one since, which is good. And that's because Mom put the fear of Mom in me.
Right? How bad was it?
It was bad. It was it was
Over 100?
No, it was like 93 and a 45.
That's bad.
I know, and it was a whole like court thing. It was reckless driving, right? Even though there wasn't anyone, I wasn't weaving in and out. So the story behind this, I wasn't just going 90. I don't just to do it. You're
I was
right.
running from the cops. So
Yeah.
it was completely valid.
I just robbed a convenience store
Yeah.
and I was trying to get away. So you've ever been to Caraway
Yeah.
Speedway? Race at Caraway the day before on Saturday, and we were leading the whole race, and we had a restart, and Ross Kenseth just absolutely sent me into turn 1. Track, fall back to second.
Matt's son. Ross.
Matt's son, Matt Kenseth's son, and ended up finishing second. Not to Ross. Ross finished third. Jeff Fultz won the race. And so I was like replaying that in my mind. The next day I was dropping my sister off at gymnastics, and I was pissed off and angry, and I was just going. And I just passed the cop, and I saw him look at me. I was like, oh.
Did you
And
pull
I
over?
was stopped by the time he turned around
pulled
and
over,
got to
yeah.
me. I was like, I know. Sorry, but yeah, that Dad doesn't know about that. He might find out.
But wow, impressive that you got to do court dates and everything, and he didn't find out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mom,
And Mom knew.
oh yeah, Mom knew. Mom was
I wonder
ticked
if
off.
he knows. And he just had a conversation with Mom, and Mom said, I handled it. Everything's cool.
maybe.
Yeah, stand down.
He might know.
I know he didn't. I for sure know that he wasn't aware of this for like the first year. Maybe he found out eventually, but it's in
Yeah.
the past. I mean, what are you gonna do about it now?
Right.
But now I don't speed at all. I haven't had a speeding ticket in 7 years.
Did the cop tell you that he gave your dad his first ticket? Because that's the one I would always get. I got 4 tickets before I was 18, and each
Yeah.
different cop told me, I gave your dad his first ticket. But I got 4 tickets before I was 18. Haven't had one since. My to answer this follower's question, the craziest thing I got away with was probably mailbox baseball.
Oh my God.
Oh,
man.
no.
Yeah, that's bad.
Wow.
And he would have destroyed me.
Yeah.
If he knew.
And he'd have been right.
Oh yeah. And the one thing that turned me away from doing that was I had this S10 with the sliding glass back door.
Yeah.
And we hit one of those plastic barn-looking mailboxes, and part of it came in there and gave me a welt on the neck. And then we missed the box one time and knocked a big dent in the bed of the truck. So I was like, all right, enough of that.
Is this you and the Parkers? Is this the Parker mailbox?
I don't want to implicate anybody.
Well, it's been implicated, I believe.
No,
already.
it hasn't.
limitations.
It hasn't been
No,
implicated.
I think it's you and the Hank Parker.
Yeah. Give up
Jr.
your
We were-
accomplices here.
Uh,
Cops are coming.
This is.
We would. The other thing too, I think that I can't believe we tried was we would. I lived on one end of his property. Dad's had like 300 acres. I lived on one side, and we would on Halloween only. We would kind of hike to the other side of the property. On the backside, there's this road with all these trees, and it was perfect for hiding in those trees and tossing eggs at cars. And so, but the real thrill was trying to get across the property without Dad figuring it out.
Right.
You know, because
That's like knowing everything I know about your dad. That could get you shot.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but trespassing on his property,
Yeah.
I mean, that'll get you killed.
he would probably chase you down on foot and tackle you.
Right, because didn't he show up at a banquet
did
with a
that,
cast, his arm in a cast because
Yeah,
he beat up somebody?
Yeah, I got yeah.
Really?
You know that story?
I did not know this story.
So, a guy was working on a tractor during the day on Dad's property, fixing a big tractor. And he saw some deer, went to a bar later that afternoon, happy hour, drinking with a buddy of his, telling his buddy about the deer. The more they drank, the braver they got. They decided they were going to come back to Dad's property at dark, around dark, jump the fence and shoot one of the deer, right? Dad and his farm manager guy are walking the power line, and they're in the tree line, walking this power line, just happened to be there at that day.
Yeah.
And they heard the gunshot, and they saw the deer run down the power line and fall down. And so they hid in the tree line and waited for those guys to come up to the deer. And when they got to the deer, Dad just ran after the one with the gun.
Yeah.
And he tackled the guy and broke his hand on his face.
Oh, jeez.
And
That's awesome.
he didn't. He's only reason why he stopped punching the guy was because he recognized the guy's voice once the guy in his face. I guess once he started saying, "Hey man, stop."
Wow.
So Dad held him there until the cops got there, but he ended up getting his cast on his arm, and he went to the banquet with that cast and his tux, his black and white cast. And he told everybody a lie.
Heard that story.
He told everybody a lie about how it happened and why, because.
What did he tell everybody?
Well, he didn't. He didn't tell everybody. He didn't want people to know about his deer.
Right.
He didn't want more people showing up trying to sneak into his property because he had some really big bucks on that property, and he wasn't hunting it. He was just wanting them to be there because he liked watching them, and so he told a different story.